formation and structure of a sentence in English. Today we are going to start very important subject, which is simple present tense. This tense, as you can see here, it's very simple. But if you know how to make the sentences in simple present tense, you can speak, you can write, and you can understand English better. As you remember last session's class, it was about SVO rule. Now we want to combine SVO with simple present tense. But before we start, let's talk about simple present tense. What are the usages of simple present tense? I mean, when do we use simple present tense? So, for number one, I can say we use simple present tense when you want to talk about some of your routines, something which is your habit. What do I mean? For example, we have English class every day. It's something that we repeated. So I can say it's kind of repetition or routine for us. This is number one. Number two, for all the scientific facts, you should use simple present tense. What is scientific fact? For example, sun rises from the east. This is one scientific fact. Or water boils in 100 degrees centigrade. This is another scientific fact. Number three, for general plan of the city or country. What do I mean by here? I mean, for example, if you want to talk about the plan, or if you want to talk about a timetable of the banks, airplanes, trains, buses, transportation, everything, you should use simple present tense. For example, in this city, banks open at 9 o'clock. This is another usage of simple present tense. Next one, for near future. Guys, actually for future, you can use different kinds of tenses. For example, you can use will, you can use be going to, you can use simple present tense, and you can use present continuous tense. But sometimes it is kind of different thing. So now I said for near future, you can use simple present tense. When is near future? Guys, near future starts from 1 second later to next year. So next year will be near future too. If you want to talk about the things that you're going to do in the future until next year, you can use simple present tense. These are the usages. Now let's see how we can make these structure. It's very easy. We use subject, we use verb, we use object, and we use expression, time expressions. So, for example, as I said before, I have English class 3 days a week. 3 days a week is my time expression, and it goes at the end of a sentence. We have S and we have V. So, I have English class 3 days a week. This is about simple present tense. We have a little difficult things in simple present tense, which you have to pay attention to it. It is called third person S. First of all, what is third person? He, she, it, and singular nouns. They are third person. What is singular noun? Singular noun means just one person. For example, Ali, for example, Ahmed, for example, Okan. So, if you want to use he, she, it, or singular noun as a subject of our sentence, you should add one S to the verb. For example, I said, I go to English class every day. If my subject is he, we should add S to the verb. So we should say, he goes to English class every day. Let me tell you something. When you add s to the verb, it has three pronunciations. It has s pronunciation, it has z pronunciation, and it has s pronunciation. For example, for s sound, I eat, she eats, she eats. It has s sound at the end. For z pronunciation, I can say I go, but Umur goes. It has z pronunciation. And for s, I can say I teach English, she teaches English. So it has s pronunciation. You have to pay attention to this too. Now, next topic would be about how to change the sentences into question and negative form. Guys, for changing the sentences into question and negative form, you have to use auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb. What is auxiliary verb? Auxiliary means helping verb. These are some verbs that they help us to change the sentences from the affirmative sentence to negative or question. In English, they are, for simple present tense, they are do and does. So, when you want to change the sentences to negative form, we add not to do and does. For example, I don't speak Turkish. She doesn't speak Turkish. As you understand here, when our subject is he, she, it, or singular noun, I mean, if our subject is third person, you should use does. And don't forget, when you use does, our verb doesn't have s. So, I speak, he speaks. I don't speak, he doesn't speak. I didn't say he doesn't speaks because I use does here. And for changing the sentences into question form, we just use do and does. For example, do you speak English? Do you live near here? Does he teach French? Does he live near here? This is about making question. For today, our lesson is done. Please don't forget to subscribe our page, turn on your notification, and introduce us to your friends. Have a great time, stay safe, see you next time, goodbye.
Okay everyone, if you liked today's expression and if you have any question, please leave your comments and your questions on the comment parts. Please don't forget to subscribe and like our video. Have a great day everyone. Don't forget, it's chit chat.